What's the deal? July 28th, it's 11:44 p.m. And I want to go over some news that came out on Wednesday having to do with Aurora. Aurora Cannabis and UFC launch joint research project. Now, the reason I want to read this is because I understand where these guys are coming from. I've been hit quite a few times. I actually have several videos of me fighting, like, on my YouTube, like from the past. You can like watch it if you want. I have videos from like 2012, 2008, and some other ones. So yeah, they're on my channel if you want to watch that. If you want to see me get hit, you can see that. But yeah, I just want to read this because I really enjoy this. Real quick, I really enjoy what's happening here. Real quick though, so yeah, we're gonna read about CBD. I want to light up some CBD real quick. So you're gonna hear a lighter. When you do, it's that industrial hemp CBD has less than 0.3% THC, protected by the Farm Bill Act. Aurora Cannabis and the UFC have launched an endeavor for researching the use of CBD products for MMA athletes. The company's CBD sponsor, Aurora Cannabis, is launching the research program which will produce multiple studies and the terms of the partnership with the UFC. According to the release, the research will examine the use of hemp-derived CBD as an effective treatment for pain, inflammation, wound healing, and recovery on MMA athletes. The research data will be used to drive the development of science-baked hemp-derived CBD topicals that will be safe and reliable. I've tried CBD after being hit. Like the headaches that you get from being hit, you don't get headaches all the time. It depends on how your chin is and how if you how much you're used to them and your age. Because as you get older, you can take less hits. But the pain that you get from getting hit really hard, like your brain feels like someone has their hands on it and like it's like squishing, like kind of putting pressure on all your brain. Feels ugly. Um, so yeah, I've used CBD after being hit and all that, and it does relax you, and it you can feel that the inflammation goes down. You just feel it. So yeah, and that's just from my opinion. That's from my experience. Alright, so I'll continue. Any resulting product will come to life in the U.S. under the new high-performance sports brand Roar Sports, a portfolio of high-quality hemp-derived CBD topical treatments scientifically formulated with elite athletes in mind. The clinical study will take place at the UFC Performance Institute. Most of these guys already use CBD, by the way. I mean, I watch a lot of UFC and like um, behind the scenes and all that, and a lot of them actually hit CBD pens. And I believe Dana White had an interview about the CBD and the fighters, and I believe he said something about like he thinks like 70% of them are using CBD already. Yeah, I'll continue. Payout perspective. This is a pretty big announcement that could change the way UFC athletes train and recover. It also could mean a financial boon for the UFC. The joint study between Aurora Cannabis and the UFC may result in a product that one would suspect the fight promotion would have a stake in. The CBD industry is gaining momentum in the United States as many sports are looking into the benefits of cannabis as states have legalized it for medicinal and recreational use. The UFC is attempting to get ahead of the curve in how CBD is used and its ability for helping athletes. This will be an interesting issue to keep in mind as the PL becomes more involved with UFC contracted athletes. Also, jujitsu, like when they do like arm bars or kimuras, like shoulder locks, especially like shoulder locks and knee locks, like the knee bar and all that. It's when by the time you tap from a kimura or a knee lock, yeah, it's you feel pain. Like by the time you get to tap, like you're in pain after. Like that's from my experience. And the arm bars, you can tap. Some people tap actually before, but there are people who kind of get mad. And I did jujitsu for 2 years. From my experience, there are some people who kind of not all the time. Some people try to, I guess, take out their anger on you, where they think that you're winning, you're getting better positions, you're getting better transitions, and then they just release. They get mad and they try to do that arm bar like to break your arm, and by the time you tap, you got stretched out and you get that tendonitis, you get a lot of inflammation. Feels like you get your arms feel like noodles and all that. I digress. So yeah, I really like what's happening with UFC and Aurora Cannabis. Let's take a look at my portfolio. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. And let's see what's going on here. I actually bought some more shares of CanTrust. Yeah, so I did a limit buy, 27 shares. And my entry price was $2.25, and it was filled at 8:51 a.m. Central Time, because this is Eastern Daylight Time. And this was on the 26th. So right now, I have 1,110 shares of CanTrust, and it's basically 100% of my portfolio. And they fired the CEO of CanTrust, so hopefully we get some, a few green days. I'd love to see some green days in a row. Like 2 or 3 in a row. That'll be nice. I'll probably do some swing trading. What I usually like to do is like, if it goes up like, say 18, 20%, or maybe 10%, depending on the volume and how the other pot stocks are doing, I like to sell. And if I think it's gonna fall, I'll sell, and then I'll just like put a limit buy like at 2 or 3 cents cheaper, sometimes more. And I like to get more stocks, get more shares that way. That's it, y'all. Let me go over my performance real quick. I'm down 54.9%. Please give me a like for my transparency. Not everybody likes to show, their portfolio numbers and all that. Yeah, so I'm down 53.4% past year. Past 3 months, I'm down 59.4. Past month, I am down 48.1. Past week, I am down 14.4. And on Friday, my portfolio went up about 19%. That's it, y'all. Peace out. That's all I wanted to do is go over that article and show y'all an update of my portfolio.